All right, now we have something I have no idea what's about to happen.
Yeah, so that was WWE's list. Now, I just went through the folder I have on my laptop.
Which is extensive.
And I came up with, sadly, 28 songs that I think were omitted. And we're not going to get to all of them. I'm going to play snippets, and feel free to stop me if there's one you really want to discuss.
Okay.
Okay, that way we can breeze through these as quickly as possible. I'm going to do like I've been doing, maybe give 10 to 20 seconds clips. Tell me to stop if there's one you think definitely should have, you agree with me on, or you think, dude, you're smoking some serious shit. What the fuck are you thinking? And I'll justify myself.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Alphabetical by artist.
I swear to God, I have no idea what's about to happen.
These are all alphabetical by wrestler.
All right.
Make it a little bit easier for me.
For as little impact as he had, I don't think it belongs.
All I'm looking at is the song in general.
Okay.
Forget about the wrestler for a second. Forget about longevity. These are the 50 greatest theme songs of all time. You're trying to tell me that Ahmed Johnson's Pearl River Rip is not a fucking kick-ass theme?
I don't think top 50. No, I really don't.
In place of some of the ones that are there?
Well, we can argue that from here to Tuesday.
Exactly.
Well, today is Tuesday. Here, whatever.
Well, at least they were filming it.
They were filming it, yeah, I know.
You keep going too much longer, it'll be Wednesday.
Right?
So, Pearl River Rip, Ahmed Johnson, I think, is something that, maybe instead of Cena having two themes in there.
Maybe. I just never dug Ahmed personally, so it's like, whatever. Not enough of a run to warrant a listing. Because it was so rarely used, and now he's a freaking analyst. So it's like, okay.
Say it to my face, Alex Riley.
Yeah. Sadly, it should... God damn it. How'd I know, Jay? It definitely belongs. Because it's so just Attitude Era.
What does everybody want for Al Snow?
Yeah.
Out of all the ones that were left out and that I put on here, this one I probably think is the biggest injustice, if you will.
Okay. Yeah, what the fuck? Where's Brett's theme? Seriously. That's a good point. Brett was their guy when Hogan left. More so than Shawn Michaels a lot of the time. Nowhere to be found in the top 50 of all time. That's bullshit. Again, BEW shit.
And they've kissed and made up. Yeah. I could understand if this list came out when Brett was still on the outs with the company.
But this is September 2013 list. That ain't right. Wow, good call. We know why this one isn't here. We know damn good and well why it's not there. So we don't need to discuss. It belongs. It definitely belongs. We all know why it's not.
Yeah. Whatever, Chris Benoit. Chris Masters' first theme.
I'm not sure top 50 all time. Top 50 favorite of mine because it just pissed my roommate off so much to make her be quiet listening to it, but whatever.
But it's a great fucking theme.
It is a great fucking theme. I just know if it's top 50 all time. Like I said, 30-something years. Top 50 all time? I don't know.
We kind of briefly touched on this one earlier when we were talking about At Last, but...
Okay, I'm glad you picked this one as one of your picks, because I like both versions, but I like that one just a little bit better.
I prefer this one too, and it mainly has to do with the intro that WWE threw in there for the edit, the whole.
Yeah, because now it's go!
Because it's like, if you listen to the whole track on the CD, puts me to fucking sleep.
Yeah.
But the way WWE chopped it up to make their WWE edit and just put that little orchestration at the beginning made the song for me.
Yes.
Once again, that was Just Close Your Eyes by Waterproof Blonde for Christian.
A band name, Jesus.
Another one that glaring omission.
Yeah.
Seriously, some of these other ones, this one I'm about to play.
Oh, okay.
Some of them you can argue with me on, but here's another one that's just seriously, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. You see, I didn't even go there with this. The demolition, walking disaster. Now, I started watching after they had stopped using that theme.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't exposed to that until like the anthology years and watching old tapes and shit. But that was, even as heels, that was impactful shit. Yes, they were a cheap version of the Road Fucking Warriors, but you know what? Demolition just fucking worked.
They did.
And it was a lot to do with their theme song.
I Am Perfection for Dolph Ziggler. Here to Show the World is good, but this one really helped to establish who he was in the beginning, coming off of the run as Nikki!
Right.
That's why I picked this over Here to Show the World.
Yeah, I like both the Dolph songs. I just, again, if you're making a list of the top 50 songs of all time,
if you're going to include Drew McIntyre, The Shield, the Wyatt family.
it's a very...
Dolph's been world champion. None of them have.
This is very true. It's a very subjective list at the end of the day. If there was a, committee I could know about, then whatever, but... What's funny about this is the later fans have a hard time remembering that because they hear Viva La Raza, they hear Eddie and Chavo's theme, they hear Eddie's solo theme, and they forget that. Yeah, exactly.
Have this on the list too.
Okay. Now see, I like the Eddie solo version better than most girls personally. Really, I've never been a huge Chavo fan, so that's just personal bias. But both of Eddie Guerrero's themes, I think, Latino Heat, once the Radicals broke up and he and China were off to the races, it just worked. And it worked for a long, long time, too. Because he had that until he and Chavo teamed back up in 2002. So that was well over 2 years. And then Viva La Raza, carried him to the top.
Mm-hmm.
All the way to the top and to the end.
Well, no, because he had that heel, can you feel the heat?
The little cell phone ring type thing.
Yeah.
But when he passed, he had gone back to Viva La Raza. And they'll forever endure as his theme.
Yeah. I mean, but where was Eddie at all on the list? You want to not put Benoit because of what he did, fine. Where was it?
Why do you, again, the
and you can pick either one of those two songs. That's why I included them both.
Right, exactly. And another omission, I like the Radicals theme personally.
I do too. I did not put it on here because I figured Radicals tied to Benoit.
Right, so it's obvious. But again, I never liked Dean Malenko's James Bond theme. I never liked that. I didn't like Saturn's theme at all. It was just fucking obnoxious.
It was.
The Radicals theme was really, really good.
It was.
Oh my god.
Has it been that long, Jeff?
Oh, I know who it is. Okay, God. Whoa. Total.
You've been brainwashed by Zeb.
I have.
We the people.
A Swagger, yeah. Okay.
Get on your knees for Jack Swagger.
Having heard the Real Americans theme so long now, I like how that fits in better than Get on Your Knees.
That led him to a world championship.
But that
and his ECW championship.
But is that reign something to be proud of, their world championship reign?
You know, a lot of people shit on Swagger's reign. I don't. I liked it. It was a breath of fresh air.
It was, but they made him a joke throughout the entire run, and then he jobbed him Mysterio. I was like, no. Anyway.
But we're not talking about their runs, we're talking about their theme song.
And the theme song is a good song. I just prefer the Real Americans personally.
Now, okay.
Yeah.
We talked about this one when we were talking about Kane.
Yeah.
Slow Chemical, Finger 11.
Yeah. The Kane that used the theme we used was a better Kane, but that's a better song.
Agreed. Now, this one, I don't think I ever got it from you, but I always would get, are you fucking serious? When I would talk about this as a great song, as well as another one I'll mention when we get a little bit later down the list, but...
Yeah, I would like this song.
Say what you will about La Resistance, amazing theme.
Mm-hmm. It sounded like Resistance Fighter. Very much so. The gimmick got corny at the end, but the theme song always was good. I always liked it. Oh, man. Wow.
New Day for Legacy.
Now, if you're going to have all the other new ones on the list, that one should be there too.
I agree.
Legacy.
Maybe more so than Voices, because of what Legacy represented.
Yeah, Legacy was just good. They were good, and they fucking knew they were good.
Mm-hmm.
Met all three of them now, and they're not I haven't ready yet. I haven't ready yet.
I've met all three of them.
Yeah, I met Teddy and met Cody the same year, and even as cocky ass heels, they were both just fucking great guys, and they deserve every bit of success they had, every bit of it.
Bypass Los Guerreros because I already touched on that one.
Right. There we go. There's the shit.
We talked about it a little bit when we were talking about Mankind's Wreck.
Yeah, this song instilled fear into every single fucking person in that crowd.
Yeah.
Because
you thought he was genuinely crazy.
Yeah, when Mankind came out there, you didn't know where he was going to end up in that whole arena. He could
Especially
have been
when he started ripping his hair out.
Yeah, and like stabbing himself to get the tingles out of his knee. It's like, holy shit, it's fucking nuts. And us old school fans are going, come on, Cactus, seriously? But it's like everybody else is like, God damn, they're crazy. And there it is again. Okay, anyway.
This is the other one I was mentioning when I was talking about La Resistance.
I never liked it. I never liked the song's theme. I never liked the Muhammad Hassan and Devari's theme. I never liked it. And honestly, part of it for me was I felt like they were blatantly, over exposing the whole Arab threat to the United States of America. It was blatant and it was cheap, and I didn't like the fact they did it.
I just always really liked their music. I never liked the gimmick, but I really kind of dug the music.
I personally like Sean Devari as a guy. He's a great guy. I just never dug the gimmick or the music.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, there it is. There it is. There we go. I was waiting for it. Good old JC Ice and Wolfie D, baby. Son of a bitch.
Nation domination.
PG-13, the USWA World Tag Team Champions, wrapping the nation to the ring. Oh, my brother, testify.
again, it's just another one of those songs that I just really always like.
I'm not sure if they didn't put it on the list only because of how racially undertoned it was. They were like trying to avoid that backlash, which at the end of the day, there are the chicken shits.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
we're talking all time.
Yeah,
Deal with it.
Yeah, the Nation, for as brief as they were impactful as fuck. The Rock,
And as
Mark
soon as
Henry.
as soon as you heard that song, you knew shit was about to pop
Yeah,
off.
and that Nation.
Dare I say more so than DX?
Yeah, that Nation in particular, you had Farouk, you had Crush, you had Savio Vega, you had PG-13, and you had all those muscle guys, the backup, the gangsta guys. It's like, shit was going down. Look out, Ahmed. You didn't know? Why is this on the list? Where the hell is this on the list?
I asked myself the same
They
question.
use this shit to this day.
Where was the New Age Outlaws theme?
That theme is 15 fucking years old, and they still, it endures. That should be on the list. Replace, you take your pick. Honest to God.
And again, you want to talk about a group that made an impact in a short amount of time.
Yes. I always like this thing.
We are one by 12 stones for Nexus.
We were there for this guy's coming out party. These guys coming out party at SummerSlam, where they main evented against Cena and company.
Yep,
That was their day, man.
I completely agree.
Win, lose, or draw, which they jobbed to Cena, big fucking surprise.
Yeah.
They still had their moment in the sun. Nexus was never as good again.
Nope.
But their theme was always fucking great. There we go. I know I spoiled this one.
So I don't even really got to play it. Burn in
No.
My Light, Mercy Drive, Randy Orton.
We said Randy Orton's coming out party right there. There it was, man. Ooh, okay.
Razor Ramon.
It's called Cocky, right?
The version I have is called Bad Boy.
Bad Boy. Okay. It's
Whatever.
One of those two. Razor, you know, I didn't like Hall's gimmick at first. I didn't like the Razor Ramon character when he first debuted.
Mm-hmm.
But the minute they paired him with the Flair Consortium, Flair, Perfect, and Heenan, as like a muscle to go against Savage, like, this guy's got something. And that music just, it oozed machismo. What, you know, I'm not gonna be more cornier than that, but you know, and for 3 years, almost 4, you know, when you heard that little riff, the little like squeaking tires, kind of like Mick Foley's, you knew the bad guy was coming down, man. It was on. I like it. I'm not sure top 50, but I definitely like it.
I'm sure this next one is a personal favorite of yours, and when you hear it, you'll probably be like, oh yeah, it wasn't on the list.
Yeah. It is a personal favorite because it's my boy, but I would see why the current WWE would not rank that top 50 because they were trying to make a broader list of, you know, current guys who have impactful songs with the old stuff, and as much of an impact on the fans as Rob has made over the last couple of decades, his run at the top was not as impactful as it could have been. And I think that had he not gotten in trouble, which again, he has no regrets over, we talked about this many times, he and I, had he had more of a run, I think the impact of him would have been more impactful, and I think his song would have made the list.
All I keep going back to is fucking Too Cool at like number 49. He's like, seriously, that couldn't have been RVD's theme?
This is very true also, because Too Cool's theme, I never, whatever.
It's like Too Cool's theme was impactful. They were an impactful group.
Compared to Rob Van Dam, no, of course not. So there you go, there's my argument right there.
Dynamic duo coming up right here.
You know, I've had time now in the last few months to listen to Stephanie's new theme, and I changed my mind. I really fucking hate it. I really do. Compared to All Grown Up. But then again, she's been All Grown Up now for about 12 years.
Yeah.
So it was time for a change. However, those two songs, again, coming out parties. Because they were under Vince's little group, the corporation or whatever, and Stephanie was the little innocent little girl. You know, Stephanie used my time for a while as Hunter's wife and then the owner of the Alliance. But when she came back to General Manager SmackDown, she was all grown up. And it worked. And Shane, fucking goofy, but whatever. It was funnier than hell. A great song.
Yeah, Naughty by Nature. I mean, you can't just fucking argue Naughty by Nature.
No.
Whenever you need a fucking anthem in hip-hop, you call Naughty by Nature.
Exactly.
Their track record speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Hip Hop Hooray, OPP, you know. And then there's Here Comes the Money also.
Which made the anthology.
Exactly.
You know.
Now, you're going to laugh at me for this one.
I probably
I'm sure.
will. I probably
And
will.
I'm going to go ahead and I'll even stop a second and just let the verbal beration come. But goddamn it, I always loved this song.
No problem with this one. I always like Chocolate.
But as far as like 50 greatest of all time, you know, but then I come back to Too Cool, 49.
Well, but Too Cool is better than that, in my personal opinion. But I don't know about the theme song being better, but I like this Taka better than Kai Tai Taka.
Yeah.
Because at least this Taka was serious. Light heavyweight champion, the first ever, really. You talk about the old history, but whatever. You know, but I always thought Taka's song. You know, I definitely like it better than Kai Tai song. I thought the Kai Tai song was just gimmicky and whatever. But
It was, but it had the longevity.
I know, but I don't like it.
Okay.
Okay. It definitely should be on the list. As much as the game belongs on there, as much as Evolution belongs on there, this belongs on there too, because again, coming out party, we talk about all night.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, this was really Triple H's, you know, moment to shine. It was
His
time.
break from DX.
His break from DX, exactly. He and China both. It was his time.
Yeah. And, you know, we've touched on this before in conversations and on shows. That's always my personal favorite Triple H song.
I know that. I know
Nothing against Motorhead. I love Motorhead and Lemmy. But that is just my personal favorite Triple H song.
that. All right. Umaga, okay. I always liked Umaga. I like the song. Not top 50 though. That's a good song.
Too cool. That's going to be my argument for the rest of the night. It's like, that couldn't replace Too Cool?
No, I couldn't have.
Really?
Really.
Alright. I throw this one on there because we had, you know, Cult of Personality, Living Color. We had Saliva, I Walk Alone. So I figured...
Yeah, this one definitely belongs on. This was Victoria's definitive theme. And yeah, it belongs.
And there weren't really any Diva theme songs.
Not really.
That's another thing that was kind of missing altogether. Is like, where
I mean,
was Trish?
Where was Trish? Where was Lita?
Time to Rock and Roll? Where was Love, Fury, Passion, Energy?
I always liked this one. It's not a top 50, but I always liked it.
I don't know. I mean, you want to talk about coming out parties. Yeah, that was the core first, but once the core ended, that was Wade's coming out party.
Alright.
And I definitely think it was more impactful than Too Cool.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
And the last one.
Yeah, that's a good point. Where the hell was Regal? Yeah, where the hell was William Regal? Because William Regal didn't get enough credit as it is in any walk of life anymore.
But his theme is freaking epic.
His theme is fucking epic.
I mean, it's not the real man's man theme.
Oh God.
But that song,
Nor is it a Commissioner Regal theme.
that song is awesome though.
It is, and it should be on the top 50.
There are 28 songs that I personally think, maybe not all of them, but some of them should have been at least heavily considered for the list.
And maybe they were, we don't know.
And some of them definitely could have replaced
some of the other ones, yeah. Alright.
Is there anything you think I missed that you can think of off the top of your head? I mean, I know we've probably gone for well over an hour. Sorry for the endurance test.
Yeah, for the second show in recent memory. Just trying to think off the top of my head. You know, honestly, even for as brief as it was in the WWE, where was the NWO theme? And Hulk Hogan's Hendrix theme.
Voodoo Child?
Voodoo Child, yeah. Like, both of those, for as brief as they were in WWE compared to WCW, they still defined
Voodoo Child, I think, because Real American is the definitive theme.
Right. But the NWO...
But NWO, you can make a heavy argument for. Yeah. And you can't argue it being a WCW theme because freaking Goldberg and Booker pretty much carried their themes over.
Right, and they both made the list. So, and if NWO is the definitive faction in the history of the business, it's got to be on the list somewhere. Because that opening core hit, like, oh shit, here we go.
New World Order.
Yeah. And it was on.
So, what do y'all think? What did I forget? What did WWE forget? What did Jeff forget?
A lot.
As far as songs that could have been the top 50 of all time, you know, don't go out there and just, you know, throw out whatever theme.
What happened to this one? It's like, do you think it's top 50? If you think it's top 50, throw it out there.
And make a compelling argument for it. And maybe we'll grab, you know, the 10 best that y'all suggest that we didn't make.
There you go.
That I didn't suggest. And talk about those on a future episode.
Give us something to do, whatever. Thanks, guys, for watching. I know it's been 2 long shows and then the Brief Little Moments show, the Emotional Moments show. But
we promise we won't keep making them endurance tests.
Yeah, we'll get better on the rambling. We're getting back into the group. It's been a long time since we've had co-hosts. So.
Yeah. And Jeff really wanted to have the clips, which took a lot from it too. You know,
I did, but
50 songs, even at 20 seconds a clip, that's
like 100 seconds or whatever. Yeah, it's a lot, or 1,000 seconds, whatever it is. So, all right, guys, we will see you next time on the Dads Are Wrestling.